Oh, I just got a special delivery here to the studio. This is the brand new Uneekor Eye Mini Lite. This is an extremely powerful launch monitor that I think is priced in the Goldilocks range. It's a little bit more expensive than the cheaper Doppler devices that sit behind you, but this is probably the best value when it comes to an optical device that's going to give you extremely accurate results. On today's video, we're going to test the accuracy of the Uneekor Eye Mini Lite. I'm going to show you some next level features built into this system, and we're going to play a few holes of simulated golf using their refined software. I can't wait to unbox this thing. Let's do that now. All right, getting this box open. There is the unit itself. That is sturdy. It's in its own like protection case. Really nice build quality. Also inside the box here, to set up, literally we're gonna scan this QR code to get started. Inside this box, we've got dots to place on clubs, and you've got these tweezers in order to make it easier to apply those dots. We've got an AC adapter that comes in two parts, Ethernet cable, and we've got an Ethernet to USB adapter here as well. Now, when it comes to setup, Uneekor has really done it right, and this Eye Mini Lite is no exception. It's so user-friendly and intuitive. After scanning a QR code, you will set up your Uneekor account. Once you've got that done, you'll install both the View and the Refine Plus softwares all in this one installer, so you don't have to search the web for downloads. Calibrating the device happens in the setup process as well. It's super simple. I gotta say, I've tried so many launch monitors over the years here on this channel, probably 20 plus, and this has to be the easiest setup process I've ever had. And for me, that is a big deal because I don't want to lose any more hair. All right, now that we've got this thing set up, let's bounce into the View software here first, and I'll show you what this thing can do as a launch monitor. So we are going to start a new session here. You can hit Add Session up in the top left. You can choose the club that you want to hit as well as the ball. Hard, medium, soft, or premium. I'm playing a legato ball. You know that's a premium ball if you've seen my review. We can choose the club here we're using. I'm going with a wedge, and this is going to be a 54-degree wedge. Nice looking range out there. The only gripe I would probably have is I'd love to be able to set a flag, and I don't see an option to do that. If there is and I'm missing it, please let me know. Looking down at the unit here, I love that you've got visual as well as audible confirmation when you're ready to take a shot. That is such a nice feature. There's a nice green glowing light there. All right, so if I hit a good shot with this 54-degree wedge, I would expect my carry to be about 100 yards. Let's see what we get. Decent strike there, I would say. So let's see what the distance is. That's a 105 carry, and that's about max that I can do with a 54-degree wedge. I would say that's pretty dead on. In terms of backspin, looks like we got just 1 RPM under 9,000 there at 8,999. That looks exactly right to me as well. I know I hit a good shot there, and it looks like it went straight with a little bit of a draw. That was perfect. So far, so good. Like, here we go, shot 2. I would say the carry was just a little less, and yeah, 102.1. This isn't pretty impressive then for accuracy. Backspin 87, 81. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Now I want to show you something really cool about the data here. You can actually see with the Uneekor system exactly the contact that you made. So if I go to club here, you can see that was hit pretty well in the middle, and you can even pop this out and zoom in a little bit more if you want to see the slow motion camera. A feature unique here to the Uneekor Eye Mini, at least seeing the camera view, I really, really love that. Now, one thing you're not getting with the Lite version here is you're not getting impact data. Even though I've got a sticker on this club, the sticker only helps to give you extra accuracy when it comes to the club head data, but you're not going to get the exact position of the strike. You need to get the Eye Mini for that. The Lite version doesn't have that. But again, you've got a photo of exactly where contact was made on the ball. We'll hit one more shot here, and then we're gonna take a look at some other things inside of this software. Let's see if we can hit one more good one. Maybe caught that one a touch fat. Let's see. Yeah, 98 yards. What I'm getting is what I'm expecting, and that is number one importance when it comes to a launch monitor. All right, let's take a look at a couple of other things here inside the software. You've got different views. You can actually see your dispersion map here. You can also see that side view to see your trajectory. See that last shot was a little bit lower because I hit it fat. I think those shots progressively got worse. The first one being my best shot there. I love this feature because once you start hitting a number of clubs, you'll start seeing different groupings, and you can also test different clubs with this software and see the dispersion numbers and how those match up. Really love that feature. Again, we've got that impact there. You can see that was just slightly fat. If you want to go and look at all of the shots, you can see your numbers here, and you've got your averages down there at the bottom. You can see my average there with that wedge is 102. My average spin number there, 8734. Again, exactly as expected. And you've got a number of very useful metrics here that you can look at, including ball speed, club head speed. You've got launch angle and the type of shot that you hit here. As you can see, I'm generally a draw player. All right, we're gonna take a look now at a different club. So we'll add a session. We're gonna have a red club here. This is going to be an iron. I'm gonna go 7-iron, in fact. So we'll go 7-iron premium ball. Let's see what we do. With this 7-iron, I would expect about a 168 average carry with this club. So again, we'll see how accurate this Eye Mini Lite is. Good shots will get into the 170s. Obviously, bad shots will be a little lower than that. And I'm guessing spin, by the way, is gonna be around 5,500, something like that. Let's see what happens. Decent strike. It was slightly off the toe, but it's pretty decent. As you can see, that nice little draw there. There's my carry, 167.6. That's exactly what we just said. I said 168 on average. Ball speed there, 116. Club head speed, 85. You can see that those are circled, and that means we're hitting optimal numbers there. Now, what wasn't optimal was the spin there. My spin was 47.49. Like I said, I hit that slightly off the toe. We'll take a second shot here. That was a little better strike, although it seems like it was pushed a bit. Yeah, okay. Well, 162.6 was the carry there, total 170 with the rollout. Backspin, there we go, 58.75. So, like I said, should average out to about 5,500 if this thing's accurate. And so far, I've got no reason to think it's not. Third shot here, and final shot with the 7-iron before we switch to the driver. Another good strike there. That should be right around our normal average. Yep, 167.7. It rolled out to 176. Ball speed once, and by the way, a lot of people are gonna look at that rollout number and be like, oh, come on, that's crazy. That's what, 9 yards a roll. Well, of course, we're on a range. It's not hitting a green. And so these launch monitors often add a little extra roll on a range. I always look at carry. That's always the number one thing to me, and I wouldn't rely on rollout numbers because every launch monitor is going to be different with their algorithm, but it is what it is. In terms of club head speed, 83, ball speed 117, backspin right in that wheelhouse. I was expecting 5,500, so very impressive in terms of the accuracy here in the View software with the Eye Mini Lite. I don't think you're giving up anything here with irons and wedges, but let's look at driver, and this is where a lot of, especially Doppler devices, more cheap Doppler devices that sit behind you, this is where they really struggle, and this is why you want a photo optic sensor, because this is where you can get some really good accuracy. I would expect with my driver that I'm gonna get numbers around 255 to 260 total numbers. My carry number hopefully is around 230 to 240 range, somewhere in there if I really hit it well. Let's see what happens. Again, inside the software, we're gonna add a session. We're gonna go driver here. This is gonna be blue. I should just choose a different color because I think our wedge was already blue. So let's go green. Now I wanna make sure this is as accurate as possible, so I got the tweezers out here. And we're gonna place the one sticker right at the edge, middle of the grooves. Towards the toe is where they want it. I'm gonna move my mat a little bit here too. Nice wide hitting zone here with the Uneekor Eye Mini. I really love that. First shot, let's see what we do. Oh, that was hit very well. You can see it's nice rising trajectory as it's drawing in there. Oh boy, carried 242, total 258. Backspin 27.95. Clubhead speed 101, that's upper edges for me. Look at the ball speed, 150. Oh yeah, that's really, really high for me. Smash factor 1.49. I knew I caught that right in the middle. In fact, let's look at the camera because you got to enjoy the good shots when you can, guys. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's middle of the club face. As you can see, my path there, this is so important. My path a little in to out produces that draw. Side spin going left of 744, and that's why you get that nice draw. Oh, I'd love to do that one again. Hit that decent, but that was a little bit more towards the heel, so it's not going to carry as far. Yeah, 232.2, rolled down to 249. Smash factor was down a little bit there, 141. Backspin, that's the number exactly that I would expect out of this driver, 2283. Wow, guys, this is really impressive in terms of accuracy at this price point. One more shot. Actually, what I'm gonna do here is I haven't done it yet, I'm gonna hit a fade. I'm gonna hit a fade with the driver and see what happens. Yes, as expected, it fades. Caught that again, really dead center. You can see the smash factor, 1.5. The carry is not going to be as far because it's a fade shot. It's going to be a little bit weaker. 215, total 228. Clubhead speed was 94, and that's why 94.8, ball speed 142. Wow, I'm extremely, extremely impressed with the numbers we're seeing. Let's break down again the stats here. If we look at session data, you get an overview of your session. Again, these are just averages with all the clubs. But if we want to break down that particular shot with the driver, you can see I was 242, 232, 215. Seems like my first swing is always the best one. On average though, 230, rolling out to 245. Smash factor on average, 145. Spin a little high, 29, but that last shot was very spinny. That fade's going to be the most spinny of shots. This is where I like to live again, around 2200. It looks spot on from what I can see. Now I know the early adopters of this, the people who had the first Eye Mini Lites, had some problems with, I think, side spin. That has been clearly fixed with updates, and they're continuing to roll out software updates to this device. So if you get a new one, update the firmware should be the first thing that you do, and it's part of that login process anyways as you set up, so it should automatically do that. But I don't see any issues with any of the stats from what I can see. Really exciting. Now let's take a look at a different part of this software. We can have a little bit more fun. Obviously you use the View software for game improvement, to really dial in your swing, to fix swing faults if you have them, to learn how to draw fade shots, that sort of thing. But you use the Refine software if you actually want to play a simulated round of golf. Now, in order to use the Refine Plus package, you are going to need to add an annual subscription to the Uneekor Eye Mini Lite. And that's gonna run you $399 to have access to this. I'll show you what it's like. You can decide for yourself if it's worth it. I think personally, I would spend $199 a year, use that subscription option to unlock different software like GS Pro, like E6, software that I really, really like. But I wanna show you the Refine Plus software so you can make that decision for yourself. So a number of modes here. With the Refine Plus software, you can play full 18-hole rounds, you have a driving range, course practice, you can evaluate your game, quick mode, there's a short game complex, and there's a challenge mode. This is for like online multiplayer situations. Let's first take a look at the 18-hole round. Here we're gonna create an 18-hole round. We'll get a few holes of golf in here. You can choose your tee location, red, white, or blue. I'll go white. Tee height, 45 millimeters. We'll keep it there. You've got rookie, amateur, or pro. I'm an amateur, right or left, right. And are you using a trouble mat? A trouble mat is going to be one of those mats that has the sand and the high rough built into it. I don't have one of those. That'd be cool to have, but I don't. So likely the difference is going to be this is going to take off some power and maybe some spin in certain particular situations. Otherwise, if you had the trouble mat, it probably wouldn't do that. You have multiplayer capabilities here, but of course here today it's just me. Let's get this thing started. We've got Bay Hill. Now that's not the Bay Hill in Orlando. All of these are Asian courses. So this is actually the Bay Hill in Korea. You've got Black Canyon, Castle Rock. Again, not the Castle Rock in Northern Ireland, but the Castle Rock in Korea. As you can see, there's a pretty good selection of them. Black Canyon looks nice to me. Let's go ahead and give that one a shot. Again, you've got more settings here. You can put the location, always center pins, always back middle pins. Not sure why someone would do that, but the option's there. I'm gonna go random. Green speed, slow, medium, or fast. The balance plate, we're turning off because I don't have that installed. We've got mulligans. I'm just gonna go to infinity. Why not? All concede putts within, I guess that's 2 meters, I'm assuming. The weather, sunny. Now you can choose your velocity, whether that's meters a second, kilometers an hour, that sort of thing. I'm gonna go with miles per hour. The distance type, yard or meters. We'll keep that on yards. And we're ready to tee off here. Now, if you've never played an Asian simulator, they're a little different than some of the other ones you might be used to. Kind of more fun in some ways, I think. This is definitely...
Number 1 player to swing.
So you hear that, you hear the voices. It's definitely, takes a little getting used to. I, again, kind of like it, but you know, it's not maybe everybody's cup of tea, but the graphics are beautiful here. Look at this. I'm gonna try to hit just a little bit of a fade here. Let's see. Yeah. So expected shot was a fade, and that's exactly what we got here with the simulator. We caught our first fairway. Didn't hit that too far, only 229, but it was a good shot in the right spot.
Number 1 player to swing.
So this is must be a par 5. Yes, it is. I've got 291, so I'm just going to lay up here. Been hitting this club pretty good, which is my 5 wood. It's a club I should hit about 215 if I hit it well. Which won't be too much different from that drive either, will it? Pulled it a bit, yep. See that one going left, but it was well struck. I carried it out to 185. Would have got a little better if it rolled out. So we're in the rough, and you'll see that now we're going to have a rough penalty. If we would have had the trouble mat, it would have been whatever the shot was, but since we don't have a trouble mat, it's going to be a little bit of a penalty there. And you should see the penalty down there in the bottom right. It says rough minus 10%. So I've got to hit it 10% further than I normally would. I still think I can get there with a 50-degree wedge because this is about my 115 club, something like that. Should be good because we've got 99 yards. You got a nice heat map of the green there. I don't want to miss short and right. It could go right off the green. I'm pretty much going to aim center of the green. See what happens. Struck it well. I think that should be good for distance. Yeah.
Green.
And it stopped and stuck right there, as you can see.
Number 1 player to putting.
All right, let's see how the putting is on these.
Chance.
It's always a struggle with launch monitors is getting putting right. Let's see if the Uneekor does get it right. So, you can see this putt breaks right to left ever so slightly. We've got a 22-footer, and it's uphill just ever so slightly as well. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to move my aim just, I don't know, we'll call it 2 balls right. I'm taking a guess here. And 22 feet. We've got medium speed greens. We'll see how that plays out as well. Oh!
Concede par.
Almost a birdie. It's nice and snappy and quick though. There's not a lot of load time between shots, which I really like. I would have loved to see that one drop.
Player to swing.
We got a little dog leg left here on hole number 2. This sets up more for my draw. Let's see if we can pull that off. Yes, sir. Ah, very quick and snappy. Again, when I hit that club to when you saw the shot actually on the screen, it's not instantaneous, but it's very snappy. These things continue to get better and better all the time.
Player to swing.
All right, I've got 149. It is uphill just a touch. Just a touch, but I think this is 8 iron here. Now you can see it's selected 7 iron for me, but you can always change that. If you want to keep track of your clubs, it should not play a factor in the numbers that you actually get, but if you want to keep track of what you've done on course, you probably should change it. All right, 8 iron in hand here. Let's see. Oh yeah, hit that one well. Ooh, maybe too much draw on it though. We're bouncing all over the course.
Out of bounds.
And maybe I shouldn't have turned on that out of bounds.
Number 1 player do swing.
That's a bummer. That was not a bad shot, I didn't think. Oh, look at the wind. The wind there blowing 5.8 miles per hour left. That probably had an effect. And maybe my lie too is coming into effect just a little bit as well. So let me aim myself just a bit more right, because we don't want that to happen again on a good shot. Almost a dunk. That landed right next to the hole.
Green.
All right, second chance at our putting here.
Number 1 player do putting.
What am I putting for? I'm putting for a bogey already. Looks like it's going to move left and then right, so a bit of a double breaker. I'm just going to hit a straight putt in that case. Oh!
Concede double bogey.
That's a double bogey I don't feel too bad about, because I think I hit a bunch of good shots. That putt was, again, exactly as expected. So I've got to say, for simulator putting, this is pretty darn good. We're going to finish here with a 160 downhill par 3. I'm going to hit that same club, I think. I think 8 iron's the club here. Oh, I did pull it a bit. I'll get lucky. Ooh.
Rough.
Okay, at least I'm not out of bounds. All right, we're going to get a taste of the chip in now here. Wedge in hand, 22 yards. As you can see there, I'm going to lose again 10% in the rough. So you just got to feel it out here. Oh yeah, pretty good.
Green.
Gotta say, I like the snappiness, and I really think it's extremely
Number 1
accurate.
player do putting.
All right, just a little right to left. Maybe I shouldn't give away the hole as much. Well, let's go right on the edge there. 11-footer. Just so you know, my screen is about 9 feet from where I'm hitting here, so I'm pretty much going to putt it just past that screen, maybe a touch is my goal. Oh, I should have given myself that little extra break. But there you go. Another bogey, but...
Number 1 player do putting.
Nope. That's not a gimme. All right, well, we're going to see the ball hit the bottom of the cup here, hopefully. There we go.
Bogey.
All right, we're in for bogey. Gotta say, very fun experience there with the refined software. The only thing that a lot of people, I think, are going to pause at is the fact that you don't have access to US courses. You've got all those Korean courses loaded in there. All in all, I'm a massive fan of the Uneekor Eye Mini Lite. I think it's a complete buy from what I can see here in my initial testing. I will be doing some more reviews and more testing with the Eye Mini Lite, so stay tuned. Make sure you are subscribed. Don't forget that if you're going to buy one of these, hit our links down in the description. It helps support this show, and I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.